Now we're going to learn about rounding to significant figures and to decimal places. But first you need to know what a significant figure is. So the number of significant figures a number has is the total number of digits in the number counting from the left. And so a number like 7,653 has 4 significant figures, and notice that significant figures is shortened to SF, much easier to write. So counting from the left, it has 1, 2, 3, 4 digits, and so it has 4 significant figures. Another example, 5.07 has how many significant figures? From the left, 1, 2, 3, ignore the decimal point. So it has 3 significant figures. Now there are 2 cases where 0 is significant. You count it as a significant number. Now the first case is when 0 is between 2 other digits. Now you'll notice in this case here the 0 is between the 5 and the 7, and so it is counted. Another example, 4,028 has 4 significant figures. 1, 2, 3, 4. The 0 is counted because it's between 2 other digits. Now there's another situation where the decimal point, where 0 is counted as a significant figure, and that is when 0 is after a decimal point and at the end of a number. 7.0 has 2 significant figures. 4.30 has 3 significant figures. Because the 0 is counted, it's after a decimal point and it's at the end of a number, and so you count it. Now there are 2 cases when the 0 is not significant. First case, when 0 is at the end of a number with no decimal point. So 28,000, there's no decimal point, it's at the end of the number, and so it only has 2 significant figures. Another example, 1,000 has 1 significant figure, because those zeros are at the end of the number with no decimal point. Now the other situation when 0 is not significant is when 0 is at the front of a number. So you might have something like 0.005. You see the zeros at the front of the number are not counted, and so it has 1 SF, 1 significant figure in that number. And another example, 0.0268. How many does that have? Go from the beginning, don't count the zeros. It has 3 significant figures. Right, so that's the rules about significant figures. Try these ones and state the number of significant figures the number has. Okay, number 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll put the number in brackets. 4 significant figures. Number 2. 1, 2, and yes, that one's counted because it's after the decimal point at the end of a number, and so that is 3. Third one, 6500, only has 2 significant figures because those 2 zeros are not significant, they're just at the end of a number. Number 4, these zeros are not significant, they're not counted as significant because they're at the beginning of a number, and so that is 3 significant figures. Question 5. How many does that have? Now the 0 at the front isn't counted, but the zeros at the end are. And so we have 4 significant figures. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the last one The zeros at the end aren't counted. That one is, because it's between two digits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 significant figures. So some of those 0 ones are a bit tricky. Anyway, have a go.